Hi, this is Aaron with Motorphilia, and today we're going to fix a rear window regulator for an E90 BMW. You see right here, this is the wood paneling. You're going to take this off to get to the screws. Pops right off like that. The next thing you need is you need a torque wrench, and right in here you're going to have these screws that will come out. There's just a couple of them. You're just going to come in and pull those right on out, like so. They should come right out. It's loose enough. And then this one over here.
Insert action music here. Get that CSI guy. Spends all day writing music for the CSI monologues.
Right. Like this. And we're just going to unplug that right here. We should just pull right out. If we can. There we go. Pause. Next screw is going to be underneath this door handle right here. You're going to reach up underneath here. And you're going to get your screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. You're going to pop that. And you're going to be, and this should just kind of work itself off like this.
Oh wow.
And then you got your screws located right underneath this door handle.
Okay.
You're going to go back with your hex wrench. Come right over here. You get one. Like so.
Beautiful, beautiful work.
Thank
I
you.
like its bouquet.
Thank you. I have no idea what a bouquet is.
Are all the screws the same size?
Yeah. Okay. Our next step after we've got these screws released is we're going to start snapping off around here. There's going to be a series of snaps. I'm just going to use a screwdriver and kind of pull on that, and that should allow me to get underneath everything else and just kind of pull this panel like so. Now, there's your lock. There's the, what it is. This is the door handle release. We're just going to go ahead and release that also. There should be, let's see here. No, actually, I'm going to probably just set this down. I probably don't even need to do anything with it. I'm going to lean this against the door. Okay, the tricky part is actually this. This is the insulation, and this prevents water from getting into your door when you roll the windows down, and also keeps you from having a lot of electrical issues later on. And it's also for soundproofing. There's this sticky glue all the way around. You see this? Now you're going to just kind of ease this all off and be very careful. You're going to kind of work around this glue.
You can see where it's torn just a little bit.
Oh, that's actually intentional.
That's perforation.
Yeah, that's
okay.
where the cables go through.
Interesting.
So you're just going to go through and kind of carefully. And it's kind of good to grab it at the glue source, because that way you can not put so much stress on the actual plastic. So we're just going to work this around like so. This is going to take the longest time of anything. We've got a little cable right here. We're going to go pull that off. There's this little snap right down in here. Again, we're just working our way around, making sure we get all the insulation off.
And you'll replace that glue with a sealant or what?
No, it just put this back on. You don't even need to redo it. You just basically put the thing back over and it'll all reattach. So it's like a post-it note. Let's lay that back down. Like that. We're just laying it back in place. Now, once you get started, you get that big piece out of the way, it all flies pretty easily. And if you do tear it, it's not a big deal. You just don't really want to mess it up too much. So it's a better idea just not to mess it up at all if you can. Now,
imagine the bottom part is the most important seal too, for waterproofing.
If you're getting down here, it looks like you can see our window. I'm going to pull that away.
Window. Hooray!
Now, these things for pretty much all BMWs. Oh, see, we did a little tear. Sorry about that. I promise it didn't hurt it too bad. Let's get back and make sure we don't do it too much, though. But with all BMWs, it's about the same process to do this. So, I mean, once you do one BMW, you can do them all. Okay. I'm just going to flap that down. Like that. We're going to get this out of the way. And now, so the next thing we're going to do,
Can you grab it up here?
Well, we're gonna actually undo the whole situated thing here. Alright, the next step is we're gonna go ahead and just work this little connection for the motor off. Like that. And then we are going to... Alright, so I'm gonna look at, I forgot this part, but I think we're gonna remove the motor first. So we've actually kind of, with a little bit of force, have actually helped roll this window up halfway, which gives us a little more access to getting to all this stuff. If you can do that, that's great. Now we're just gonna go ahead and pull that switch off again.
So the motor's fine, just the regulator broke.
Yeah, regulator's broken. Motor's still totally fine.
And for the internet's edification, the regulator broke when someone, while the window was rolling down, leaned at the window before it was all the way down.
Oh, I don't know. Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Alright, hold on a second. I just got this off. Alright. That was a tough little sucker to pull off. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the motor off for right now. Yeah, I'm going to remove that first. So we're going to go to our hex wrench again, or our torque wrench, and we're going to go ahead and get this all moved. Motor kind of just slides right out. Again, you just need one torque wrench for everything. And I'm sorry, I wish I knew the exact size of this thing. I don't know, but go find the right one and you'll figure it out from there.
Go to E90forms.com or any Beamer form. They'll tell you which one it is. It's the same for all of them.
Okay, so now we're just kind of going to work all this off, like so. It's pretty easy to get to if we can actually. Real well practicing this. It's my second time doing this. Alright. It should be. Oh, it'll come off now. Come on, you. Come out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and loosen up this and allow it to slide over some. This is your, actually where your regulator is. You also need a 10mm ratchet. Looks like this will actually allow me to slide the regulator away. So let's see if that works. No. Darn it. Go back here. We're going to just undo the whole regulator now. And
Got it?
I think so. We need to go ahead and pull this off. Just right here. Yeah. There's one more right here that needs to be done. There's one underneath the. It's right underneath. That's it. Good little sucker. Sorry, guy, I scratched your interior door panel a little bit.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
I promise you part of the story is. Okay, so in order to get to the this last screw, we just loosened up the regulator, pulling out the motor. And now the last tricky part is there should be a thing holding this window in. Let's see here. A thing. It's a technical term, but there's a little snap right here in the middle. I don't know if you can see that. Here, I got it. It's right there. And so what you can do is you're going to get a little screwdriver and you're going to pop that snap up like that, and then it'll pull this back. That'll undo the whole window from its fitting. It'll make a lot of sense when you see it, but right there is that snap, so work with that. So we're going to pull that out. Which allows us to release the window.
Yay!
Now let's get that out of the way. We're going to inch out of this thing. Let's leave that in the car. See if there's a good rattly thing in there.
What broke?
Yeah, all those cables. See all that snap cable stuff? So you can film that. So that's a broken window regulator. What happens is these cables get bound, they snap, and then the window falls down. Now the next thing we need to do is the new window regulator, so we'll put that in, wherever that is.
It's right behind you.
Right behind us. So, you can do everything in reverse order. And let's go ahead and get this all snapped off. In 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, so now we got the new window regulator. There, of course, is your little green snapping thing. You're just going to snap that underneath the window and it's going to catch right into it. So we're just going to work this into place.
And it's important to have a support crew on hand. You can see them providing moral support right over there.
It's really good to have friends, I'll say that. You know, so if you're a BMW owner, make sure that you're nice to people so they want to help you. Okay, go ahead and let that, actually before you do that, let's go ahead and just find one of our bolts here. We're going to go ahead and just
loose bolt.
Or we're going to put these put these in place so that they're not all over the place, or this doesn't slide too much. Because we're going to snap this in. All you can do is you're going to slide this window straight down, and it's going to snap right into place for the new regulator. Where did our other screw go? We had one other 10mm bolt. There it is. I'm sitting on it. And it's going to go underneath here. Alright, I'm going to go and tighten these up. And we'll get the motor in there. Actually, we're not going to tighten them up too much. I just want to be able to get the sound. So let's go and drop that down. And now I'm just going to hold that in place. I'm just going to pull that up. There, it's in. So the new one's in. We just snapped it in. It shouldn't actually move.
The window, I don't have to hold it anymore. You'll notice it's in, and the window doesn't roll down on its own.
Yeah, so now we want to put the new motor in. You want to leave these bolts a little loose because the new motor is, or the motor itself, the last torque screw is actually hidden underneath a bunch of stuff. So we need to be able to move this around just a little bit. Right there. Where's our torque screw? Let's get this one back off again. Oops, that ran away.
Okay. Okay.
There should be a way to kind of move that around a little bit. All right. These gears will match up. All right.
This repair is a do-it-yourself. My cost is $85, plus about an hour and a half of Aaron's time. At a dealership, my quote at the good dealership, the one that was inexpensive, was $450.
Mm-hmm.
If you own a BMW, it would behoove you to figure out how to do some of this stuff on your own. It's real simple.
Yeah, it really is pretty simple stuff. All right.
There's a reputable dealer in town who will try to replace the motor and the assembly.
And you don't need to do that.
How much would you say that motor is, Aaron?
Oh, motor's usually a couple $100. But yeah, a dealer, in general, most dealers aren't gonna
Most BMW dealers are great.
Well, no, what I was to say is a lot of the dealers, it doesn't cost them anything to do a repair. You know, it's only your money, and the more they get you to spend is the more money they make. I mean, they make a profit on, you know, putting on these screws and.
For the record, the other dealer billed the good one $130 an hour. And he said it was going to take 2.5 hours to do this. Our investment in time so far, about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it hasn't taken very long to do.
This video is 4 minutes and 30 seconds long right now, and this has gotten all the action. So most of our time was looking on the internet to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, we were just basically making sure we were putting the screws in the right place and stuff. One thing we did was we didn't tighten up all the way. We actually turned the car on for a second, rolled the window up and down to make sure the motor was matching in the gears before we tightened up all the way, so it could actually kind of just correct the teeth to match in properly. So we've got the motor all the way in. We're now going to go ahead and just tighten up all these bolts. If I just do my fingers, it'd be a little quicker.
Pretty nifty ratchet.
Yeah, I like this thing. Having some good tools is always nice to have on a BMW. Hey guy, I'm sorry, but trying to not strip your paint too much here. I should have a.
Oh, that's fine. It's not. It's a non-visible spot that's not going to get wet.
Yeah.
We're okay.
All right, that's there. That's there. That's with this one. Okay, your window regulator is completely done. Now it's a matter of resetting everything. So we're just going to put all these little plugs back in place. Trying to remember where we put things. So we're just going to let's see. This goes over. I don't remember where we put all
That
this.
was the door lock.
Yeah, that's the door lock. That goes through here.
That's actually the window. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's for.
That goes right there.
That just goes right here. Oop. So yeah, you snap that back in. That's in it all the way.
And this is a manual unlock? Is that what this
That's
is?
just a manual lock. Oh, it's upside down. Let's put it like that. And these components are not as fragile as you might think they are. They're actually pretty resilient. There, that's there, that's there. Now we're just going to seal all this back up like that, see? Nice and easy. It's easier to reseal than it is to unseal. As you can tell. So that's about it. Now we're just going to snap the panel back on. Make sure all these things go back in the right place.
Is that around here?
We're going to, I believe your window switch is right there. So we're just going to push that back up into here. Make sure.
You'll notice he never even had to undo the door handle or anything.
No.
Great.
And then this is your little manual lock. Should be a little guide.
Oh, the knob. I see what that is. Kind of slow.
And now we're just going to do some snapping. And I mean, at this point, this is all very intuitive stuff. But
Now we're doing Lego car repair.
and pretty much this point is about as complicated as doing Legos, except they're a little bit harder to match everything. I'm going to make sure all
Careful, door lock.
it's just this. A little bit of matching stuff's a little bit tougher, but not real tough. So we're just looking for a little groove. We find one, we get the rest of them in. We're just going to do some pushing. We'll work our way around. Make sure we get everything in place. And you want to be really gentle when you do these. Is your window... Can you lock and unlock your door real fast, guy?
Okay.
So we're done. We've actually just snapped everything around. Making sure all those snaps are in place now. Just kind of going around. And this is almost all of it. Down here we go. Come on. There, it's in place. Okay. So your door panel's in place. Where's the our switch for the
Window lock.
There's our window switch. I'm gonna pop that in. Slide that back into place.
I think it's the other way.
Oh, you're right. It's backwards. There, it snaps right in place. And it's kind of hard to put things in backwards in this car because it won't fit if you put them in backwards. So, BMW's done a really good job of making these cars very simple to fix.
So it would not be similar on like a Toyota or a Ford?
They're a little more complicated. At least for some cars, actually have the motor attached to the whole system, and the assembly of the doors is a little more complicated. BMWs in general, once you find the hidden screws, now they do is they hide all these screws behind like little
Snap-on.
snap-on parts with example Ks and stuff. Once you find those, you pretty much can do what you need to do with them.
You're
So-
gonna have to do some video editing. It started a new video for some reason.
That's okay.
I'm sure you have a suite for that.
Pretty simple stuff, though, huh? So, if this-
Remarkably simple. Thank you.
so if and when this happens again, that's pretty much all you got to do. Simple and saves you $100.
And he says this is a common repair in the BMW. It's not a common fault that just happens
No.
naturally. It's
But-
something that can happen if your kids get in the windows or...
Well, they bind up over time. I mean, it happens on a lot of BMWs. It's not a real complex thing to do. And this happens on a lot of cars. I mean, most cars will have a window regulator fail at some point. The concept's the same on most cars, but this is just how you do a BMW. All right, now we need to find our little snap-on pieces.
There's one.
All right, we're gonna put this back on. Again, just a snap, so just like that. And then that.
Two.
Again, just fine.
Note to all at-home viewers, you can change the wood trim for the silver trim probably pretty easily, it looks like.
No, you can do all the trim relays. Every piece of trim in these cars snaps right off. Anyhow, so that's the window regulator. If you want to go ahead and turn it on, we'll test it real fast.
Okay.
And this should be about it. And there you go.
Exclamation point still.